Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a day with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In the yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing cushion clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vanquisher League. It's I, Raptor, joined by the ever lovely Leslie, as we get underway for the final week of the season. It's TMGD versus GG. Leslie, how excited are you for this matchup?
Very excited. Obviously, we've had a lot of opportunities to kind of, cast over TMGD and kind of see their growth throughout the season. Obviously, some great performances coming out, crushing Rock and Hamura, very solid bot lane duo. FYS, kind of reinventing himself from last year's Immortal League and kind of coming down to Vanquisher and kind of reinventing his image. Great performances all the way around. And then, of course, on the side of GG, you have a team here that is like fighting tooth and nail to stay alive for playoffs. So I'm excited to see how this game ends up playing out.
I am excited too. I haven't been on the broadcast at all this season, so I'm excited to finally get to cast some of these games, get to do some fearless drafting, getting excited to see if, like you said, Goofy Goobers can make it into the playoffs. I mean, they are 3-3 currently. They need this win to stay in the hunt. And Yeah, I'm very excited to see what we're gonna get in the drafts today, as we're gonna get underway into the draft in just a moment. Here we go. It's game time. Game number one between these two teams. Let's see what
Yeah,
they're.
it's going to be interesting. You know, we see some of these bans coming out. The meta has definitely shifted a little bit when it comes to what priority picks there are, as the split has gone. You know, Skarner was very much pick or ban. Very big priority pick as the season started. You know, as we get into week 4 and 5, Skarner's pretty much unplayable at this stage. Yeah, his jungle clear has been kind of nuked into the ground. We do see kind of a lot of good target bans here. Of course, FYS had a couple of great games on Aurora, so I'm not too surprised to see that one be banned away. From the side of GG, TMGD, just banning some standard priority picks here. Obviously, Nautilus is still a staple. Xin Zhao still one of those big staples in the jungle. Zyra actually been one of the higher presence champions in our league, mostly on the ban side, but still very exciting. So I'm curious to see what GG decides is the new priority pick for them. I think Hui kind of being the big one that's currently left on the table, so we'll see where they decide to go. Ash. Yeah, very neutral AD carry. Obviously, you can play it with Enchanters, you can play it with Engage. Gives you some options. Definitely a good B1 pick. Gives them some solid flexibility moving to the rest of the draft.
Yeah, it's pretty safe. Varus is the counter. Well, not the counter, but the answer to that. Both pretty safe. Got a lot of poke, ability to lock down targets with the ultimates. So pretty easy AD carries to kind of flex around, not giving too much away. Here's the Jarvan going to come through. So good lockdown there. Looking for some good gank opportunities. Definitely looking like they're going to try and dive onto this Ashe at some point or another. Ashe, definitely known for her inability to escape, is the Nidalee coming through. All right. We've seen some of this at First Strike, some pretty solid Nidalee play. I'm excited to see it here too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. Corki also going to be locked in. Definitely kind of, showing, with this Ashen play already, definitely kind of pushing that Corki towards the mid lane. Of course, with Jarvan, you're kind of committing yourself to a certain style of comp, as we do see the Mbessa locked in here. Of course, we do have two very dive-heavy champions. And as you said, I do tend to agree. Varus, another one of those more neutral AD carries. You can play it. You have that lethality build you can go to, or the on-hit build you can play with Enchanters or Engage. So I wouldn't be too surprised, especially with the team comp from GG, to see that lethality build come out from this Varus. A lot of squishy targets on that side. We are going to see some target bans here to protect that Mbessa. Of course, Camille coming in. We're going to see a couple of bans to protect the Corki as well. Ari, and then Renekton being that final ban to protect the Mbessa here.
Don't want to have the Mbessa struggling against those lane bullies. Silas getting taken away. They don't want to give over. I guess they don't really have that many strong ultimates. The Azure, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is really good, but Corki ult, Nidalee ult, I wouldn't be as worried about taking those. So I don't know about that. I'm guessing then they've got something kind of picked away right here, or they're thinking of with a strong ultimate. To see what that is. Probably for the top side. It's Poppy here.
Yeah, I think a big part of it too is just the laning power of Silas and the Corki. It's very much of a struggle for Corley, for the Corki exclusive early levels, trying to deny some of that. Of course, the Talia going to be locked in. Poppy and Leona, Ashe Leona, a combination we've seen quite a bit here in Vanquisher this split. And then Poppy looking like the top side answer to Mbessa, one of Mbessa's other counters. And then Braum being the final locked-in champion for here from the side of TMGD. It's definitely going to be an interesting style here. For the most part, we do see TMGD a little bit more on the aggressive side. You've got some lockdown tools with Jarvan. You have the ability to kind of create some terrain and wall off, and again force those picks with Talia and Mbessa. Being able to dive that backline as well. Again, I would be pretty shocked if Varus was anything other than lethality this game. I think you've got a lot of easy targets you can just kind of pop. The Ashe, Corki, Nidalee. And then, of course, on the side of GG, you do have that Poppy trying to shut Mbessa down. And then you have a lot of pick potential with Leona and that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, as you discussed, from Ashe. And then the Nidalee Spear. So I think a lot of this is going to come down to execution, of course. But, in your opinion, who do you want to give the draft to? Which draft do you enjoy more?
I feel like, as much as I like a lot of what GG is doing, I feel like I like TMG's better. I just feel like there's more options with it, where it feels like GG, the Goobers have kind of drafted themselves a poke comp, the Leona and the Poppy there just to kind of hold the line, prevent any diving coming in from the side of TMGD. I don't know. I think TMGD just again like has different ways they can play this game. So I think they have the advantage in my opinion.
No, I would tend to agree. And of course, as the game goes on, we'll get our pro comps annihilated here. But of course, we are going to get on to game number one of Goofy Goobers and TMG Death Knights. Yeah, so you know, looking at these things here, of course, Crushing Rock and Hamura have been kind of a staple bot lane duo for us in Vanquisher here in Group A. So of course, we're looking to see how they play out that 2v2. FYS, I think, still continues to be the player to watch. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of scouting for vision here. Nothing too crazy. Palace, of course, going to spot them out and walk away cleanly. FYS going to do a little bit of skirmishing here, but definitely don't expect much to happen from this. Going to go ahead and drop the ward. But again, I think FYS has had a great performance. Night Raven's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Hypnotic Vipers looking to get the poke down. Quality still also poking at him. Oh, Hypnotic? No, not going to be able to finish it off. The spear cooldown is too high at level 1. But it's going to force Raven to back up. So red side, red buff, dragon. I mean, red side is just going to be all the way over for the Goobers right now as we got Feast coming over. Let's get some vision up. They really want to contest this red buff. Really want to deny Floops that early red to help his clear out. Kind of give this over to Viper. Help him out here. And yeah, I don't think Floops is getting this. Is going to be getting this red buff. I think it's his time to run. But oh yeah, no, he's going for it. He's going to make the run, trying to drop it, hoping to get the smite. But he does fail. It's going to go over to Viper. Quality looking to maybe try and pick up a kill, but they're going to trade it. First blood going over to TMGD.
Yeah, of course, that Hamura rotation, the Braum getting in there, able to really lock down him. Not to get a quick replay here. Yeah, I just, credit to TMGD here. Just, you know what? We're not going to give this up. We're going to contest you guys on it. Floops is, of course, going to be a little bit behind in tempo. But I could say, getting this first blood here, definitely a much better turnout for TMG Death Knights than it did end up being for GG.
Yeah, and now we're going to jump right back on and just let you know what league we're in. The Vanquisher League. The best league. Everyone knows it. Everyone says it. But now, despite having the red buff lead, the kill lead is going to go over to TMGD, and they are going to take a 300 gold lead to start this game out. Doesn't look like they backed get anything out of it, so it will be a little bit before we see any use of that gold advantage, but Floops still behind in the jungle camps. Despite the kill going over to him, he's still going to be down a little bit of that XP here against Hypnotic Viper, and we'll have to see if he can maybe find gank opportunities here. Jarvan definitely got some good ganks, level 2, level 3, easy dive opportunity, especially on this bottom side here. Soulbird and Palace can kind of delay it a bit, but I feel like this is still a lane that is going to be easily gankable if they push too far up. So GG's bot lane going to need to just be careful here. Just let the wave kind of push into them and kind of farm under tower. I think just playing safe that way is really the best approach right now.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely something to keep our eye on as the game goes on is just both AD carries, when those flashes are down, as you're saying, just very immobile. So it's going to be very important to kind of monitor those cooldowns and see if those teams can take advantage of trying to make plays around that. So, of course, we do have that huge tempo lead that we discussed, Hypnotic Viper going to be 3 camps ahead currently of Floops. Floops now kind of checking around. Not a whole lot there for him to pick up on, so we'll have to see if he can find something else to do with his time. But otherwise, CS, slightly down here, Crushing Rock on the bot side. They're going to catch this wave, should even it up pretty well. I think doing a great job with that Braum rotation. Otherwise, fairly even across. We do have a small CS lead here from Night Ravens, trying to navigate this counter matchup here a little bit. But I think a lot of this is going to come down to, what these junglers decide to do with their roam timers here. Both mid laners very, very low, trying to get those waves crashed. Does look like FYS gonna get that wave crash, gonna get the first reset off while player goes ahead and catches that wave under tower.
Yeah, player's gonna just farm it up. You saw him looking to rotate over. I don't know if you saw it, but it looked like they were possibly going to collapse onto Floops, but Floops manages to just get out of dodge, and the lanes just continue at a pace. But Mura looking for Solbert. Solbert got the passive on him. Going to be forced to flash after the ignite comes through. Palace gonna throw out her spear, but it's gonna miss, or sword, but it's gonna miss. And
Yeah,
on the top. Oh, hang on, we got something on the
Oh.
top side. Libster gonna take out Night Ravens off a gank from Hypnotic Viper.
Yeah, maybe we can get a replay of that here, but something to keep aside. Solbert, no flash. Are we going to be able to punish this Ashe while they're flashed? You need to look at this top side here from Night Ravens. Hypnotic Vipers coming back from the top side jungle here, taking those Krugs. Ooh. Yep, absolutely, and that's why we see a lot of this counter matchup from of course the Poppy, and Bessa not really able to get away. Once they're in that situation, they're kind of stuck there. Does look like, of course, we are going to go ahead and get our first objective trade. Dragon going down for the side of TMG Death Knights. Hypnotic Viper immediately on those grubs. Going to go ahead and take those away first. Pretty standard here. We see this pretty much every game. Go ahead and trading of this first objectives. And then we'll see if they decide to want to contest on this second spawn.
Yeah, they'll have to see if they want to try to stop that. Like you said, very powerful tool for pushing through, and a pretty standard trade you see across all elos and all skill levels. Everyone wants either you take first dragon, try to get those stacking, or you're looking for the push, which I think, especially in this case for the Goofy Goobers, with the poke comp, having those grubs will be really useful, allow them to kind of push into those turrets and siege the objectives. And Hamura flashing forward, looking for that passive onto Solbert. They're going to stun him up. Floop's coming in with a knockup, and he's going to pick up the kill. Another one over to the Jarvan. Feel like they could have given that to the Varus, but, early lead Jarvan, not bad. It's going to help him keep caught up with Hypnotic Viper.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, a big thing there, too, is, the Ashe is still going to lose out on so much. And, this is exactly what we're talking about, is how much are they going to be able to, bully this Ashe while their flash is down? And I think that's a great look from TMGD, realizing that timer is still there. And I'd be interested to see if they try to make another play. They still got about 2.5 minutes left on that flash pickup. So plenty of time to go ahead and see if they can make another pickoff.
Yeah, plenty of time here. And they're kind of hovering. You can see Jarvan doing a quick clear on the top side. Probably going to try to come back down bot once the wave is pushed in. Definitely looks like it is. Meanwhile, on the top side, Limpster going at it with Night Ravens yet again. Night Ravens getting the better end of it for now. But it's only a matter of time till this Poppy starts just doing Poppy things. And really takes it to Night Raven. They keep trading it up. Hypnotic Viper coming up from the top side. Didn't see Floops, I don't think, so... It's looking like Goofy Goobers realizing, hey, our bot lane's just going to be constantly pressured. Let's try to get our solo lanes ahead. Let's look for opportunities, especially with this Poppy. Just make her into this unstoppable menace to deal with Mbessa. Keep Mbessa distracted, keep her shut down, and forcing her to keep in the side lanes. I feel like that's the approach here.
Yeah, a little bit of a split map going on, the Hypnotic Viper continuing to take those topside camps and Floop's really trying to catch up where he can. And I agree. I think at some point you've got to realize where you can contest. And I think continuing to try to put this Mbessa behind is definitely going to benefit you, as that's going to be the person jumping onto your backline as the game goes on, right? So definitely nobody's going to be upset if that Mbessa's behind.
Yeah, the question though is if they can stop Mbessa and the Jarvan. Yes, the Poppy W will stop the dash, but the ult little bit more unstoppable. As far as I'm aware, you can't Poppy W a Jarvan ult, but it's been a bit since. So correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's unstoppable during the movement, but definitely can delay the engage there, which is still going to be the biggest part of it. Even preventing him from getting in range to do that, but. Enchanted Crystal Arrow immediately going to be cleansed off by Crushing Rock.
Yeah.
Very, very heads up play there. Definitely something to keep on a timer.
Oh.
Floop's looping around behind here.
Yeah, Floop's looking in. He gets the
Oh.
dash. He gets the ult. He's on top of Solbert. The ult coming in over the top from the Vars. Crushing Rock gonna pick up kill number 1. Palace drops the ultimate, trying to get out here. But here comes Talia. 4 in the bottom and a double kill over to Crushing Rock.
Yeah, absolutely well executed. You know, they do have FYS coming down there to secure that and make sure that that's going to happen. Quality player going to go ahead and shove that wave in. We're going to get a quick replay. And again, I think just very heads up from Crushing Rock. You know, immediately cleanses, just snap plants. Perfect. I think there's actually a challenge for that. Cleansing within 0.25 seconds. So Crushing Rock getting up on his challenges. And of course, you know, Floop's great read here, seeing them move forward. Recognizing Solbert still on that flash timer. And I do kind of appreciate, you know, Crushing Rock, you know, landing the chains on Palace there, you know, realizing that they've already killed Solbert. And of course, FYS shutting the terrain off, just making sure they can secure that kill. Huge pickup for the bot lane here on TMG.
Yeah, and big shout out to Floops, you know, recognizing they were walking back to their turret, but still had the time to lock them up. Knew they weren't going to be able to get out of there. Knew that it had the opportunity for the team to catch up. You know, you see this a lot where when the enemy team is getting that close back to their turret, you just kind of give it up. As speaking of giving up, we were seeing GG just going to give up the rest of these grubs. They got 4, so they'll at least get the spawn of 1. They're looking to maybe get another. Quality player is here. Here comes the enchanted crystal arrow right onto Vars. The jumping in Hormura trying to drop the shield, but it will not be enough. A shutdown going over to Limpster and a double kill for the Poppy. GG finding, they're going to lose, not get all the grubs, but 5 out of 6 is still a good number, still enough for the double, and enough with those kills to bring this game basically back to parity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely catching up there, huge. Of course, you know, TMGD getting the 1 grub does deny that, stacking towards feats of warfare. So, you know, we're really going to have to see how they prioritize these other objectives. But yeah, absolutely great crystal arrow from Solbert. Absolutely, you know, heads up, understanding that you know, Varus didn't have cleanse up. Still from the previous engagement in the bot side, a great rotation from Limster to come down there and kind of help clean that up. You know, Poppy passive able to help clean up the Braum as well, and definitely some huge time here. We do see Hypnotic Viper in the drag pit alone. We'll kind of see what we decide to get done here.
Floop's looking for him, goes over the wall, but Homura's right there. Quality player coming through. FYS is here though, but quality player jumping right back onto him. FYS forced to flash out. And now GG's out of the pit. They're going to jump back and they're going to steal the dragon. It's going to cost them Hypnotic Viper, but can they get anything else? Palace goes in. She drops some stuns, but will fall. The arrows are flying. Solbert versus Crushing Rock. Crushing Rock picks up the double. Floops picks up. No, actually, it's going to be a triple for Crushing Rock there. Floops goes on a killing spree, and TMGD, a crazy chaotic fight for the dragon. They lose it. They stop the stack, but it costs a lot of lives for GG.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is a great call here, I think, from Floops and Homura, recognizing that Viper's going to be doing this and really trying to peel him out. And unfortunately, FYS takes a lot of damage from quality player here, maybe not realizing quite that they just stuck in that bush, but able to kind of play at range as this goes on. You know, really watch FYS kind of able to stay out there and stay safe during this whole time while still putting some damage down. You know, quality player getting a lot of damage down, she really did, but unfortunately, once Floops is locked down, and Crushing Rock just shows the gold lead that they have on that Ashe currently, just really extending. Yeah, great team fight win for the side of TMGD, and really puts them back in the driver's seat. A little bit over 2,000 gold lead here. And we do see this Varus leaning towards the on-hit build. Looking that, you know, hey, I'm going to be a big sword. Oh, another enchanted crystal arrow cleansed almost immediately by Crushing Rock. Hey, I think Solbert's 3 for 3 on those enchanted crystal arrows. Definitely something to think about. You know, it's going to be a huge pick and engage piece that GG's going to have to use as the game goes on. So it's definitely the person you want to have on point.
Yeah, Palace is going to go right on into Homura. Homura trying to run away. The ult coming through. They're trying to lock him down. The ult from the Leona is going to be enough, and they will pick up the kill. But here comes Floops picking up Palace, getting a double kill onto the Ashe. Make it a triple kill. Takes out quality player, and TMGD once again finding a big fight around this bottom side now. Limpster and Night Raven going out. The ult coming through from Night Raven. The flash from Limpster. The flash from Night Raven. Is it going to be enough? No, the turret shots help out, and Limpster is going to pick up the kill, but will lose the bottom side outer turret in the process.
Yeah, that was huge. The healing from Sundering Sky. Ooh, FYS.
Hang on. FYS looking for Limpster. Hypnotic Viper is here, though. They're trying to lock him on in, trying to get the stun, trying to slam him into the wall, but they missed that. Hypnotic Viper now dashing on in, looking for the slash, and Limpster goes unstoppable. GG's top side really trying to put on the backpack, put the team in it, and carry this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The big downside to a couple of way these kills are going is, the Poppy's going to fall off. We really got to, GG's going to have to look for ways to get their carries a little bit of this income. Hypnotic Viper, quality player, Solbert. Oh, another Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes just wide. Still a good look. I'm actually very impressed. I think Solbert's doing a great job of trying to find these angles. Of course, has found a couple, really forcing Crushing Rock, say, hey, you've got this cleanse, I'm going to make you use it, or we're going to make something happen, So I think it's a great look, and I hope they continue to do that. I think that's going to be a key piece to GG trying to win this game out.
Yeah, and something I don't think we've talked about is TMGD did manage to get the boot upgrade. They did win that buff. So they are going to have that. It is giving them, a little bit more advantage. I know it's not the most gold efficient thing, but it's still a nice advantage to have for your team, getting that nice little upgrade. So giving them a little bit more elite. And something we haven't looked at on the bot side is Crushing Rock is a whole item up at this point, basically.
Yeah.
On Solbert. So Solbert really is just an arrow bot at this point, and that's fine. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow cooldown is incredibly low. You can just chuck that thing on, basically on cooldown. Ooh. Speaking of on cooldown, Hypnotic's about to go on cooldown into the graveyard. FYS, though, might be joining him. Fluke's going to go godlike right here. Homura gonna fall as well, but quality player will trade his life in the process. Another double kill going over to Floops, and Palace is taking quite a bit of stuns right there, looking to go back on and dropping the ultimate. Will fall, though. Can Solbert finish off Crushing Rock? No, the flash will come through as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Now Floop's going on in. Solbert running for his life, but the snipe from Crushing Rock will just secure another kill. And TMGG just stacking kill after kill after kill. And it's gotten them a 3,000 gold lead, almost 4,000. But, oh my goodness, it's getting bloody in this game.
Yeah, I think, I appreciate GG really trying to look and pick out Crushing Rock while he's alone, trying to make some play happen. But Crushing Rock's just so ahead, really able to kind of piece together Palace, Palace giving it a last-ditch effort. But as you said, Solbert's a whole item down. Really unable to make anything happen there. Of course, it's going to unlock them that second dragon for their side, third dragon of the game. It is going to go ahead and be an infernal soul this game. One of the more exciting souls that we get to see play out. And looking at GG here, what do you think they got to do? They've got to start making something happen here very quickly, or this game's going to be completely out of hand.
So, as I was saying in the draft, when I was giving teams advantage, I was giving it to TMGD because I felt they had more ways to play this game. And that's, I think, the problem for GG here is they're running a poke comp, and if you fall behind in a poke comp, it really sucks. Because through time like this, you can't really do much because you're going to start losing fights as Palace going to get just shredded to pieces here by Crushing Rock. Going to trade it for the Braum, though, so support for support. The ult from the Varus. Oh, they missed a lot, but they will pick it up. FYS going to pick up that kill. Quality going forward, looking for Crushing Rock, but it'll be a double to FYS. Limpster looking to hopefully pick up one, but a triple to FYS. Looking for the quadra, but not going to quite be able to find it. And TMGD.
Yeah, this is unfortunately. I think this game is definitely coming really far out. Like you said, some of those poke options, the Nidalee just very far behind at this point. Quality player definitely getting some things done, but not enough here. As we said, Homura able to hold up that wall and take a lot. That ultimate getting 2 targets here. Crushing Rock able to basically free fire this entire fight. Homura does go ahead and get shredded here, but as they move forward, FYS, getting locked down there. FYS getting a good lockdown here, and still just, quality player. You see, getting some great damage down, almost taking down Crushing Rock, but just not enough to get anything done. And I think we're really starting to see just the wallets of TMGD just kind of coming through here. And I think GG definitely has to start looking at those picks using the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and try to overload maybe a side lane to start get themselves some gold. I think they're definitely in a position where they've got to recognize, we can't fight right now. We can't contest. If they're going to go for objectives, we have to try to get something elsewhere. Get a tower here, get some waves here. But it's definitely going to be a tough comeback here for GG.
Yeah, and ooh, Soulbert dodging the arrow, Crushing Rock having to use the cleanse on the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, as well as the fight is breaking out. Limster going in a little too far and is going, actually healing up, still managing to live. But FYS will pick up the kill on the side. Palace will fall as well as Crushing Rock's going to go godlike. Soulbert trying to run away, but it's just so slowed down and will just get annihilated. A double kill for FYS. Hypnotic Viper on the run. GG scatters to the hills, and that's going to be Dragon up. No, it's not up quite yet. Another 2 minutes on that, but that's going to be Atakan coming on over for the side of TMGD. And like we were saying, the problem, like you said, quality player does a lot of damage, but there's really nothing to follow up that damage with when he goes in. You don't really have any dive outside of the Poppy, and the Poppy's really there to just kind of stop all the dives from TMGD. So it's kind of quality player all alone. Like you were saying, the poke, all of it is behind at this point. So it's not really doing much in terms of damage, and not even able to like use the spear to switch to Cougar form for Hypnotic Viper and jump on in. It just doesn't. There's just nothing really to follow up with, and that's the problem with when you run these like really one-dimensional comps. Is if things don't go your way, it's really difficult to try to drive the game back into your favor, especially with a poke comp that relies on getting ahead and having that damage to be able to kind of force the enemy off objectives. If you're behind, you're never getting that.
No, absolutely. And, I do got to give a shout out to GG, overloading that top side, getting themselves a tower, trying to get themselves some gold, recognizing that their option there, while they have a little bit of timers for TMGD's reset, and heads up to Night Ravens for recognizing and just bailing out, divvying that turret completely. Of course, Night Ravens does have this TP up. Drag's about to spawn in 40 seconds. You got to imagine TMGD is going to do everything they can to force a fight here. So yeah, it's going to be about GG's ability to execute, and hopefully they recognize that they can't fight here. Unless they can get a pick with this Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Ooh, on to FYS.
Yeah, they do find a small pick right there. They're going to burn the teleport from Night Ravens, so at least getting a little something there. The Herald is going to drop. They're going to use this to transition over to the Dragon as they find quality player. Floops goes legendary. The ult coming out from the Talia and the Jarvan, but with the biggest damage threat from the side of GG now down, this could be a very difficult fight. It's now 4v5 around this Dragon Pit. The members of TMGD are looking for it. Hamra has found Limster. Limster trying to run away, gets the ult onto the Braum. Palace going on in, trying to lock people up, but is still just a silly, squishy support, and she's going to fall. FYS is going to go dominating. Hypnotic Viper on the run, has the Braum passive on him, gets knocked up, but will manage to dodge away. And now GG.
Yeah, of course. And think about this. Night Ravens is just continuing to push onto this tier 2 on the bot side now. As we said, GG really not able to fight here. Needing to see what else they can get across the map, push in, get some vision around. Ooh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow. A little bit of a fight still breaking out.
Yeah, FYS goes godlike, picks up a double kill going on through over to FYS, and the Dragon gonna fall. TMGD just winning across the map. Quality doesn't get over the wall and will collapse. FYS goes legendary there. 9-1-7 for the Talia. 9-1-10 on the Varus. 9-0-15 on the Jarvan. This is just a bloodbath for TMGD. GG trying to push TMGD off of this inhibitor turret, and they're going to be successful, but the game is just slipping further and further away from them as the comp for TMGD is fully online. All of the champions are fed, and I just don't know how GG is going to find their way back into this unless they just get an incredible catch onto Crushing Rock or FYS. But even then, like, everyone is fed. There's not just one member on TMGD, it's everyone.
Absolutely. It's definitely difficult at this point. I mean, you got to imagine that there are some parts of them that are already thinking, okay, game 2, what do we do? How do we change our draft? What do we change up after this game? Definitely not going out, like you said, the way they wanted. Their comp not giving them a lot of options as the game goes on. Ooh, Hypnotic Viper in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to flash to get on out, but it's going to cost him Palace. Palace will fall. She sacrificed her life. Oh, Quality Player manages to get the shutdown to FYS finally with the dash on in. Trying to get on out, but I think Floops is going to find it right there. Gonna go Legendary on the Jarvan. But they trade 1 for 2. They at least get one of the big carries down. But still, 4 members kind of low. Or sorry, 3 members kind of low. Trying to fight here around this dragon. Oh, Limster. Okay, Limster's back. It's all good. Going down to try to stop him. Bess says Crushing Rock finds Solbert and goes Legendary. 10-1 and 12. This Baron should fall pretty easily. It's just Hypnotic Viper trying to get to the pit, trying to steal maybe, but Floops is just buying the space. Doesn't even need to be there to secure this dragon at this point. Just needs to kill Viper. She can do with just a slight breeze at this point. Viper's coming through, doesn't see Hammer on the side. Gonna get hit with the passive, gonna get slowed, and Hammer's gonna pick up that kill. Palace is here. She's looking to maybe do something with Limpster. Quality Player also coming on in, looking for Crushing Rock. Gets the shutdown, but will fall in the process. Limpster trying to run away, getting stunned up. So beefy, but the beef doesn't matter when there's no sizzle to follow it up with. Floop's going to take that kill and go Legendary. And now TMGD, yet again, for the 3rd time, turning towards this Baron. Will anybody else from GG make the stand here? Does not look like... Oh, actually, no, they're starting. They're coming up. They're going towards it. Solbert on the way up, looking to maybe poke them out, getting the vision, see if maybe he can secure any kills on the way out. I don't know, though, if this is the place to be if you're Ashe. And it's going to be a no. TMGD going to get that that Baron pretty uncontested after the first couple attempts. And
yeah,
GG.
I would have loved to see them just give the Baron and maybe force the mid tower and things like that. Like I said, as we saw, the contesting there definitely not advantageous. Even more losses. We're looking at a 10K gold lead here from the side of TMGD. Quality Player did get that pick out. That was a great pickup for them, and I think they needed to cut their losses, and try to get things around the map, get their wave pushed out as much gold as they possibly could for what would end up being the final fight. But now, I mean, if you're TMGD, I mean, you're just gonna spread these Baron minions out a little bit, and Night Ravens on the bot side getting Quality Player caught out here. We may get a replay of that, but that was another pick. We're looking at pushing towards that over 10K gold lead now, and that's one less player ready to defend on these Baron minions. Samura just gonna walk into this push. Chains of Corruption's landing here on the Leona.
Yeah. They get Palace. They're going to knock him up with the ult from Braum as well, and Homer is going to pick up that kill. There's still 3 members of EG down here trying to hold on. They're trying to go forward, but Crushing Rock going to pick up Viper. Here comes Floops. They're going to grab Limpster. They're going to grab Solbert, and a triple kill over again to Crushing Rock as they break down the bottom inhibitor turret. They're going to break down this inhibitor. They might try to march. Hang on, they might try to march on to the next. They're going to hate right there. Quality Player will fall. I think that will be the game. Victory is at hand for the side of TMGD and GG. So we're going to look at a quick replay, see what happened with Night Raven and Quality Player early on. Ooh, unfortunate for Quality Player.
Yeah, just definitely got to get locked up there with that MSR. And this was a pretty dominant performance from the side of TMGD. Goofy Goobers really trying to put up a fight. And unfortunately, for them, TMGD came out very clean, had a very good early lane. Started off a little poorly for them, getting that red buff stolen away. Hypnotic Viper having a lot of tempo on, Floops, on the Jarvan, and just unfortunately not able to get anything done with it. So, huge shout out to DMG Death Knights. Again, standout performances, FYS, Crushing Rock, As normal, we tend to see them, Floops playing very, very well for them right now. Night Ravens, playing weak side, playing don't get Flooped on duty. And I think overall doing a great job, getting picked the one time with Hypnotic Viper gank. But overall, just a dominating performance from the side of TMGD. And I gotta say, I mean, seeing this, there's just a lot of there's a reason that TMGD is number one in their group, right? Obviously, looking like one of the better teams in the league. Able to potentially take down playoffs as we get into those here in a couple weeks. Just wow, look at that. I mean, Crushing Rock just absolutely crushing the damage. We did say quality. That was a big, focal point that we had for the side of GG, as their one person really trying to get something done for the team, just unfortunately not able to. So I definitely love to see, as we get into game 2, maybe try to build something a little bit more around quality player. But we'll see what happens. I do think we are going to get some subs coming into this next game from the side of GG, so we'll have to see that when it comes out. But you know what? TMGD is dominant. There's a reason they're number one. Nothing else to say there.
Yeah, it's just utter domination from TMGD. They're really looking to 2-0 this, to really lock in that top seed, that top spot in Vanquisher for the playoffs. Can they do it, or can the Goofy Goobers make the comeback, reverse sweep, and lock themselves into the playoffs? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Vanquisher League. Didn't think that was going to show up. I'm Raptera, joined once again by the ever lovely Leslie. We just saw TMGD destroy GG in that first game of this series, and now GG looking to bounce back in this game with someone new in the mid lane. Leslie, what do you think? Thoughts on this?
Yeah, I actually don't have a ton of info personally on some of the subs, random capitals. We'll see how they play out. The one downside I do see is I think Quality Player actually gave them something to play around last game. Obviously, they tried their best to get something done and got very close to almost killing Crushing Rock in that 2v1 in that team fight around Rift Herald and things like that. But man, TMGD looking great. Homura out of the jungle role into the support role. Really, really syncing well with Crushing Rock. Floops, absolutely wonderful game. Way to come back from a huge tempo loss early. FYS and Night Ravens continuing to hold strong. Night Ravens, kind of known for a lot of the fighters and stuff that he plays. Tends to be the one getting first blood, of course, even being weak sided. Was able to kind of hold on, ended the game with a CS lead, of course. So yeah, I think Goofy Goobers has their work cut out for them, and I'm very interested to see what kind of draft they throw up here to give themselves a shot because TMGD just looking as good as ever.
Yeah, looking like the team that is number one for a reason. No changes on their side, so we're gonna get underway with draft in just a moment. We're hoping to see some changes. GG with that poke comp, not the greatest opportunity, but this is why we're in Fearless, so we don't have to worry about that again. They're gone. We're not seeing those champs.
No more Nidalee. we're out of it.
No more in Italy. I would be happy to not see that again forever. I remember the days when Nidalee mid lane with the spears was the most dangerous thing in the game.
So what's for you? If you ignore bans for a minute, just think about the 10 champs that are now out of the draft with Fearless. What's your blue side pick one? What to you is one of the best champions left to pick up?
I don't think we're gonna see it, but I would like to see a first pick Darius jungle.
Oh, really?
I know it's
Okay.
strong. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I would like to see a team pull it out. It's just fun to always see new champs in the jungle for me. Things
Okay.
I'm not as used to saying. If it wasn't for that, right now, what would be? I'm trying to think of like the best pick for what I would say. I'd probably say I want to see something like I don't know, Vladimir. I think
Okay.
I think Vladimir's in a really strong spot right now. And we don't see a lot of people picking him. I haven't seen people picking Vlad in a while, and I would like to see a team kind of pick that first and flex it top or mid, and just use that like, oh, where's it going as like a mind game. But that's just
No, I absolutely love flex picks. I think that's one of the greatest things about draft and the ability to do that. I do think I don't hate Darius jungle. I think, of course, you've gotta draft it into a comp that has multiple melee members. Darius is one of those champs that gets kited pretty easily. But Hui, to me, Hui is still completely open and live. It has one of the highest win rates in our league. FYS has played it before and been dominant on it, so that's definitely something I want to see them either take away or kind of pick that up. And of course, I don't know the champ pool from this new mid laner, so we'll have to see kind of how that ends up going. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I do think there's a couple of obviously we have some neutral mid lane, or excuse me, 80 carries left. You have Jinx and Aphelios who are still up as those potential options. Ezreal still kind of one of those options as well. And then of course we do have a couple of junglers. Vi. It does kind of pigeonhole you into that. Hey, we're diving, we're going in comp. But Vi still a pretty priority pickup there in the jungle. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what direction the draft takes shape for Goofy Goobers.
I think so too. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Like if they're doing wacky stuff like they did in game number 1, I would be down to see more of that. Hopefully not Pope Comp. I'm just not a fan of them. But before we get to that, speaking of wacky stuff, we got our Kiss, Marry, Kill for the week here. Galaxy Slayer Zed, Ashen Knight, Pike, and Prestige High Noon Talon are the 3 picks today. And you can see how everyone working on today's broadcast has picked. Trying to see, like, we have fairly similar matches. We swap our Kiss and our Marry, but that's okay, you know. You got the we were all gonna kill Zed except War Eagle. War Eagle just loves the muscle. But yeah, you know, tell me a little bit. Tell me why Marry Talon?
See, honestly, it's the prestige. You know, it's the status. I think obviously I'm not a Zed fan. That's both. You know, it's a little bit of in-game hate, and you know, one of my good league friends, you know, least favorite champions. And as far as Ashen Knight Pike goes, there's only one good Pike skin in my eyes, and it's not this one, so I can't marry him. Empyrean Pike, one of the coolest things they've ever done with League of Legends. You know, the additional pentakill animation and things like that. I think League of Legends is like missing out on a huge untapped potential of like, you know, like dual emotes, kind of like what Zyra and Rakan have. You know, different animations on skins. I think there's different recalls. I think there's a lot of things like that they're kind of missing out on. So anytime they do stuff like that, I'm a huge fan there. So can't give the ring to Pike. And then just prestige. I think for me, I really like prestige skins, and you know, I played Talon jungle so for quite a while. So I definitely have a little bit of you know, sentimentality to that on my end. But you know, I also think, you know, if I marry Talon, then he can just take me with him invisible, and we could do whatever we wanted. So definitely gonna be a win from my end.
Fair enough. For me, I don't know. Talon doesn't do anything in lore, but he does look cute, so I'd kiss him. Mike has the unending list, so like, you know, he has job security. Plus, he's a fisherman, so he's gonna bring home the fish for dinner every night. And I think that's a keeper right there. He's bringing home the bacon.
So you're just perma sushi all night long.
Yeah, every night. And Zed's just a murder hobo. He runs his crazy murder hobo cult, and I'm just not as big a fan of it. Plus, not even his best skin.
Yeah, definitely not. I think.
Yeah, how could it be his best when you have drip suit, Gary? Zed. With that suit drip.
All right. Goofy Goobers, of course, going to go ahead and retain blue side. So they do happen to, you know, they've got to have a plan here. They've got to have something that's a priority to them. Excuse me. I imagine we'll see similar bans, a little bit changed up from the side of TMGD, that Shen ban. Of course, we are seeing Aurora bans. I imagine we'll see the Zyra again, the Gwen. Yep, Gwen's gonna be locked in right there. So I don't expect to see too much variation here. Obviously, TMGD shaking it up just a little bit. But you know, Xin Zhao again being locked in, one of those priority junglers. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what GG has in mind. Like they've got to have a thought process of like, hey, this is what's important to us. And maybe it's a special AD carry, the Caitlyn being banned out here. You know, maybe there's something a little shorter range that they want to do. You know, like, you know, Callista, or excuse me, well, yeah, Callista's up there, but so is like Kaisa, Vi, those kind of options. So definitely interesting to see what they go. So let's see what it does. Let's see what this first pick ends up being here.
What's the first pick? It's gonna be a Kog'Maw. Let's go. Okay, so I'm a big fan of Kog'Maw's. And they did change the attack speed cap, so hyper attack speed Kog'Maw is back on the board. For those of you that don't know, Kog'Maw, when he had his original changes, allowed him to have up to 5.0 attack speed. They removed it because it got to the point where Kog'Maw moving and kiting was actually inefficient because you attack faster than you can move attack. So and then he started building tank. So I love seeing Kog'Maw. He's the OG hyper carry, AD carry.
Well, I do love the takeaway on the side of TMGD just to say, you know what, you want to play Kog'Maw? Cool, we're gonna do the same thing. You know, taking away that Lulu, picking Jinx up right away, and say, hey, we're gonna play a hyper scaling bot lane. You know, Vi, a pretty traditional answer when you do see you know, those Jinx and Kog'Maw, Felios type AD carries get locked in. Of course, you do have some other engage and dive, you know, with the Rel. We are going to see Maokai, a good disengage champ, also gives them some options. You know, Saprolings for zoning. Just some other options there to kind of help lock things down. Looks like we are going to see some target mid bans here from the side of TMGD. Ari being banned by both sides. Maybe neither player really wanting to line that up. Obviously, you want to take that away from that big 2v2 mid combo, mid jungle combo, by Ari. And then again, GG just banning out some additional top lane bans, kind of trying to protect the Limster a little bit up there from Night Raven. So yeah, I mean, a little bit of things taking shape here. Obviously, some more reliable engage on the side of GG. I think that's something that's underrated in a lot of team comps, is having that. Yes, we have a go button. We have a let's start this fight button. So I do like to see that. Of course, TMGD do have it with the Maokai. Orianna got to be locked in. Maokai, the Shockwaves, definitely a good 2v2 there. Of course, Maokai jungle being the most relevant position for him to go to. Senna being locked in here. That is interesting. We did see some like Rel jungle at some point, and I've seen lethality by mid, and then Nunu being locked in. So GG's comp took some interesting turns here, a little all over the place. This is going to be very interesting where they put each camp, right? I think, man, I don't know. This could be like Nunu roaming mid. Jax locked in for TMGD. I think this is kind of a staple for the side of Night Raven, so not super surprising there.
Okay, I'm gonna take a guess.
Where do these camps going?
Okay, so if I had my way, which is probably not the correct way, it would be Senna Vi bot, it'd be Rel it'd be mid Kog'Maw, it'd be Rel top, and Nunu in the jungle.
I think. Okay, here's where we're at. I think we're gonna see Kog'Maw. Oh man. All right, I'll give it one shot here. I think we're gonna see. This is what I want to see because it'd be fun. I think we're gonna see lethality by mid. We're gonna see Nunu jungle, Senna top, Kog'Maw Rel bottom. All right.
Okay. Let's see.
See where we shake out. Oh, Rel top, lethality by mid. Hey. You know what? I've played this. It was a huge hit in Korea there for a while. Lethality Vibe mid, Hellblades. Vi is one of my favorite champs. I have most mastery on it. For me is Vi. So I don't like Rel top. I think that's an interesting choice, especially going into this Jax. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But you know what? When your back's against the wall and you're facing this mountain of a challenge that is TMG Death Knights, you know what? It looks like they picked to at least have some fun, and I can definitely appreciate that sentiment. So here we go, as we are about ready to get into game number 2. Holy cow! This is gonna be a wild game here.
It is. So I'm a big Vi player too. I play mostly Vi support. I know a lot of people go Vi support, but they don't understand
all the Vi mains are groaning.
Yeah, I love Vi support. I've been playing that for years. I've always felt that it pokes surprisingly well because you can just punch through using the minions, but also like you have pretty guaranteed kill potential, especially post 6, because you can just ult anybody. I like it, but I'm interested to see the mid. I haven't seen that as much. The Rel top I have seen, and I think it really was the only option here into the Jax, because everyone else would just suffer immensely into the Jax, where at least Rel can get away. Potentially.
Yeah.
So like there aren't really a lot of options with it, but Nunu jungle, pretty standard. Kog'Maw Senna bot lane. Okay, so I am a big fan of playing Senna with a normal AD carry. I think it is something underappreciated, and people don't really take advantage of the fact that you have 2 damage threats that can exist in the lane at the same time, because Senna doesn't need the farm. So I like that. I just don't know if Kog'Maw is the choice, and the reason for that is that it's just Kog'Maw and it's scaling. But Night Raven found out here by Hypnotic Viper and Boxier Squirrel. The Squirrel's just OP. We're looking for it. Oh, we gotta run. Oh, they found his
Yeah.
nuts. Gotta run, squirrel. All right,
Oh
squirrel gets
yeah, this is already a huge fiesta and not a great one. I mean, I think Boxy or Squirrel already really behind. Gonna go back to lane. I mean, they're about 50% HP. This is definitely interesting. You know, what I do want to see is Hypnotic Viper. All right. You had a big lead last game. You weren't able to do anything with it. With Nunu here, like I want to see you get involved. We do see some trading going on in this bot side here. Definitely taking it the licks early here, crushing Rock and Homura pushing them underneath. But dude, I want to see this Nunu get involved, right? That's what we see often for Nunus is them making a lot of plays going on and really being active in the lanes, and I want to see that same thing here.
I do too. I have a feeling, you know, our production asks us where we think first blood is going to be. I think it's going to be mid lane. I think the Vi picks up the first blood on FYS.
Oh yeah, the one thing I would like to say, I definitely want to see that too, and I think that's some personal. We are going to get some replay just of this crazy little skirmish here on the bot side. Obviously, hitting level 2, and you know, even being down a level, you know, the side of GG trading back somewhat decently, hitting that level 2. Ooh, we are going to go ahead and see this get down. Crushing Rock hopping back in there. Oh man, talk about a close call to start this game off. Just absolutely incredible. And yeah, oh man, this rel just already down 6 CS, 7 CS, excuse me. Just I just don't see the effectiveness of this, but you know what? I'm ready to be proven wrong. I can't wait. Ooh, looks like Nunu might be getting something done here in the mid lane.
Yeah, they're looking for it here. Here comes the snowball looking for FYS, and they're not gonna hit it. That's okay though, because yeah, it's Nunu. He'll come back around with another snowball. But I agree with you. Like I was saying, the rel, like that's the only option they could take with the team comp they have. It's still a good option, but it's the only option because at least it can get away. So it's not feeding kills too, but it is going to struggle immensely. Quality player. Oh, Homura has found quality. Oh no, FYS gonna pick up that kill, and Hypnotic Viper snowballs in, leaves without any comment. Well, the comment actually being that might die in the process. As Floops is here, Homura also trying to run down this Nunu, channeling. He's snowballing. He's running, but he's gonna get taken down. Floop picks up the kill with the flash. For style.
Oh. Yeah, and then already TMGT off to the races, a little bit more than 1,000 gold up. CS leads, you know, in the bot and mid lane. We're gonna get another look at this. You know, quality player definitely just like sticking around too long. Like I'm not quite sure what the thought process was. Maybe they were looking for some fruit.
I could see it. I think it's that FYS was low. I just don't think they expected this to show up out of nowhere. You're like, wait a minute, why is there Lulu here?
Yeah, I know. I guess it does look like they were kind of coordinating. We do have a little bit of a skirmish going on here, back on live.
Yeah.
Looks like the Nunu and Willip is going to go ahead and pick up a kill on Floops.
Yeah.
And then Homura picking up a second assist here. I think. Yeah. Just another trade here. This is a wild game already.
Yeah, I think they got the kill. I don't know if anybody died on the side of. Well, I think a quality player died, but they got the feet off of it. So a 1-for-1 trade with the feet. Homura. Oh, that's. I don't know if that was the dive there, Viper. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Chief is gonna fall. Crushing Rock gonna easily pick that kill up. I don't know. I don't know about Kamikaze Nunu.
Yeah, there was no wave there. Your bot lane wasn't close. That was definitely a choice. You know, Maokai heavily out farming the Nunu currently, not something Maokai is generally known for. Quality player getting pushed out of lane here a little bit by Floops. You know, just kind of guarding those grubs per se. Definitely a little something to worry about here. You know, quality player's gonna have to catch this wave. Definitely not the place you want to be in as Vi. You know, he's down 25 CS already. He's down 2 levels. Definitely not ideal as, you know, Floops and FYS going to push Hypnotic Viper off of these grubs. Although Hypnotic Viper is not backing down.
Here comes
Go ahead and take that grubs away.
Yeah, she gets
Oh.
1 grub at least, so they're not going to get the 6. Oh, the flash to dodge the ult from the Ori, though. Shockwave coming through the day. Palace is here, quality players here. Night Raven going to pick up Boxier Squirrel on the top side, and 1 grub has fallen to TMGD. The fight breaking out. Hypnotic getting really low here. Quality going in, trying to get something. Oh, GG is going to manage to secure 2, so we'll get the credit there for the Atacan buff, but a double kill going over to FYS in the process. And the chaos of GG continues. We had a poke comp, now we have a chaos comp. Clearly, somebody call Knuckles the echidna, because I think GG is channeling Chaos Emeralds this game and with a series.
Yeah, definitely some interesting choices. Homura feeling very confident. We do have Floops getting locked down here. We do have Boxier Squirrel moving as well.
Yeah, Boxier coming around. Floop's trying to run away, has gotten Hypnotic Viper off of him, but there's no one really to help. He's just really wasting their time, hoping to maybe get executed before that hits him. Oh, he's not going to get executed. Still have the damage timer on him, so Viper will pick up the kill. But it was a really long distraction, and it's kind of helped reset the wave a bit in the favor of TMGD on the top side. Night Raven gonna have this locked right in front of the turret, so not great gank opportunities. Quality has been spotted, is coming up, and they're just gonna try to shove this in. I think Hypnotic's gonna try to do. They're really trying to force this here. Nope, but here comes Floops. They're looking for it. Quality taking a turret shot. They've taken a lot of damage already. Night Raven going to look for the stun. The ult coming through from Rel and the Vi, but here comes FYS looking for the shockwave. Goes on a rampage. Quality will fall as well from the Jinx rocket from downtown. Actually, that's on to Soulbird. They picked up everyone across the map for the most part, except Palace.
Yeah, this game is quickly out of. I mean, almost 4K gold lead for the side of TMGD. We are almost 9 minutes in. We have 13 kills across the board. Very bloody game. Yeah, I mean, like we said,
down here.
At least Goofy Goobers is having some fun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not the most fun if you're gonna get stomped like this, but I can appreciate the thought a little bit on, you know what, we're just gonna have fun this game. What happens, happens.
Yeah, fun is always the best point of League of Legends, when you're having fun. And if you're having fun doing these crazy squirrely plays, like Squirrel is doing up, Boxier Squirrel's doing up here on the top side, then you know what, more power to you. But right now, their goofiness has led them to a 4K gold deficit. 9 kills down. They're up grubs, so they are up the neutrals currently, but in a rough position. They're also down 1 on the Atacan right now, as the kill counter did go over to TMGD well earlier in this game. Now it's up to neutrals and the towers as the last things to secure. Can GG get the boot buff this game?
A lot of just sitting around on wards here. Very interesting.
Viper.
Hypnotic Viper is sitting around here.
Yeah, speaking of sitting, Soulbert's going to be sitting in the fountain. It gets killed right there. FYS going dominating. Amura uses the ultimate to knock Nunu out of the snowball. Viper on the run trying to get away, but Floop's going to knock him down. The ult from Palace will not be enough to save the jungler. And TMGD just continuing to stack kills. Now they're going for this dragon. It's going to be Chem Dragon, first one of the game.
Yeah, just, Homura very, very ahead on this Lulu, just full confidence to kind of chase down Hypnotic Viper. And as you said, they're just kind of crushing through it. I mean, it's an interesting game to cast from that perspective. Is, I'm curious to see what, layers of engage and ultimates they decide to set up for kind of what the vision was for this Goofy Goobers comp. But yeah, I think, if you are Goofy Goobers, we've got to start getting our Kog'Maw ahead. That's kind of the whole comp. You really need to have this Kog'Maw ahead to do anything. I mean, you pick champs like Rel and, really engaging while playing kind of front to back. And I think, they're definitely struggling in that area. So that's where I want to see Hypnotic Viper, quality player, kind of moving to and putting their energy into.
Yeah, I want to see them really focus on trying to just get a big pick, just pile onto somebody, get a kill in a lane, especially in this mid lane. You have Vile. You can just lock down this Ori and just follow it up with the Nunu, Snowball, and the ultimate. I think there's just a lot of opportunity. Speaking of opportunity, there's going to be an opportunity for some kills in the bottom side.
Yeah.
GG's bottom lane, I don't think they realize everyone is there. No, they do. Quality players on the way down. Everyone's kind of rotating down here. Silbert walks forward. And they're looking for this fight, but Quality's been caught. The ult from FYS is not going to matter, but Amura's going to pick up that kill. Meanwhile, Boxier Squirrel goes on in. Floop's trying to lock everyone up. The knock-up from Hammer's ult's coming through. Silbert looking for some damage here. Should turn that on to Floops. Oh, but FYS going to go godlike right there on the back of the fight. GG's going to scatter to the hills. Oh, they're looking for FYS. Palace, you know, this does have the mana. They could actually take this possibly, though. Squirrel very low. The shield, the only thing keeping him alive right there is FYS going to go legendary. Solbert will fall as Crushing Rocks walks back on over. Just doing the damage and feeding the kills into the Ori to make that shockwave even more painful. So we see a replay of how this all started out. Quality player just walking blindly in and awesome. What pulled him back?
No, he queued back. He
queued back.
Yeah, the vault breaker back into him. And just look at the vision. I mean, that's a huge thing. Obviously, you know, TMGD is doing a great job of keeping their vision down, making these fights a lot easier to play out. And of course, they are just that ahead already. And you know, it's the earlier the gold lead, the more effective it is. Quality player, cease and desist. Consume Floops lasting forever, but eventually going down. The shockwave taking out quality player here. Oh man, that's just wallet beating here by FYS.
Yeah, no, FYS just using the the passives for the auto to try to duel at Viper, but Viper's gonna get away there with the blast plant. And a 1-for-1 trade, you know, GG finally another kill on the board.
Yeah.
Very
good. Call
that
a win if you're GG.
Yeah, we call it a win. They also have 5 grubs, so you know, at least they're winning in the neutral game, kind of. Kind of. They have something. They can get some pressure here, but FYS forced to flash as Viper comes on through. They're starting to get it. You know, you just focus the Oriana. She's the least mobile. You could set things up there, but the top side, this is given Night Raven all the time in the world to go take turrets. Now they've gotten the bottom turret as well because of Crushing Rock. Night Raven getting really close on that top turret. I actually already got that. I missed that earlier, but Night Raven is up 20 CS and 2 kills and has a full item. So yeah, I don't know if Boxier Squirrel's going to be able to really contest him anymore.
Yeah, and I think if we get a chance to look at the gold difference in the lanes, I mean, just getting to take all of those plates, you know, that TP bot definitely gave Night Ravens just free time to really kind of take everything and of course, you know, I appreciate Boxer Skull Shockwave getting knocked on a quality player. FYS just running him down. The orb just attacking, and just an easy pickup. Unfortunately, that lethality Vi, when you're behind, I mean, there's not a lot for you to do there. You know, Homura and Crushing Rock go ahead and putting some damage down on this turret. We do see Nunu. We see the biggest snowball ever moving down the lane.
Yeah, the snowball is charging. It is a big one, but will it be the biggest in terms of play potential? And the answer is no, as Viper is forced to run back and almost gets rocketed. The rocket goes wide and forced to back. 2 members of GG against 4 here. Actually, I guess Hypnotic Viper is still around, still running. Boxier getting wrecked in the top side here. Night Raven might try to pick up this kill. He does the flash forward to secure it with the stun. And it just goes from bad to worse for GG there, and they're just getting burned right now.
Well, Night Raven's did a great job of, you know, being, you know, of course, planning the counter strike and Grandmaster at Arms at the same time. You know, the Grandmaster at Arms does have a little bit of damage on that activation. You know, really popping Boxier Scroll. But like you said, I mean, it's another tower down, and you know they're gonna pick up Hypnotic Viper in the jungle again. And I mean, we're looking at almost a 10K, a little bit over 9,000 gold lead already at 16 minutes. So this is definitely a wild ride.
And they have the boot buff now once they buy those boots. So I mean, look at
this top lead gold difference. a little over about 3,000 gold from this Jax to this Rel, and that's towers too.
Yeah, Vianori is the same way. It's another
Holy
3K goal lead. It's about 2,000 in the bot lane. Everywhere is losing really for the side of GG, and now it's gonna go worse. FYS picks up another solo kill, goes legendary. They get the dragon. They now have both buffs, so they have. I mean, they got the neutral game win, so now they're gonna win in getting the. I mean, they've had the Atacam buff. They just gotta wait for Atacam to spawn. But yeah, it's just going bad to worse for GG.
Yeah, I mean it's there's not a lot to say here. I mean, TMG, we're gonna get a quick replay of this bot quality player thinking he's being sneaky here. Excuse me, thinking she's being sneaky, getting a little bit of lockdown, but no cease and desist. Oh, that shockwave barely clipping her right at the end. Just definitely a little bit rough. We do have the biggest level ever, collecting absolute 0.
Yeah.
Oh man, a little bit of chaos.
Boxier trying to lock people down, but FYS is going to go legendary. The rocket comes through and picks up Viper on the back here, but here comes Quality Player looking for something, going to get double killed by FYS. Boxier's Squirrel, the only one left in, and is going to run, but Floop is going to pick up that kill. It's just Palace, the last member of GG standing, and Night Raven's tearing up the inhibitor turret on the top side. That's going to go down with ease. Palace gonna fall. FYS picks up that kill too to secure the ace, and TMGD stomping down the mid lane with the turrets gets the top inhibitor. They're probably gonna crack this inhibitor turret in the mid lane, maybe. I don't know. Viper looking though for Night Raven with the snowballs, hoping to root him up. Solbert also trying to get some damage out, but they just aren't gonna be able to follow it up, and TMGD is gonna start backing up and preparing for what could be the final push. I could see them going for Baron soon with all of these members of GG now about to be stuck in the base. You see the super minions spawning up on the top side.
Well, and I think, honestly, the game's going to be over before Baron even spawns now. I think, with Baron being changed to 25 minutes, I think
all right, yeah.
You can shake this Herald, and they can probably just run it down the mid lane. I mean, the Kog'Maw also going the AP variant, as we do see that Luden's Tempest bought in, cheer fully stacked. Probably going to see a Seraph's Embrace to follow. And man, if you haven't seen it already, the damage from FYS, fully stacked Magi, looking to finish up the Zonias here. Of course, does have that fully stacked Seraph's Embrace. Just absolutely massive. And the damage that he is putting out is reflecting that. So Floop's really just able to kind of walk in here almost completely free. We do see Night Ravens kind of moving towards that wave again, but looks like they are going to go ahead and get this Herald started up.
Yeah, and they're building... GG's just building a lot of armor, so it's not even like they're trying to nullify for FYS. Oh, Quality looking for FYS here on the bottom side. Thank you, production, for pointing that out. Just kind of hunting around down there, and the Herald will fall. And speaking of falling, Viper's about to fall. It gets run down by Crushing Rock, looking for a pick here. Night Raven looking for Boxier Squirrel. Solbert trying to run now. Wasn't even in the area, but is still being looked at. Night Raven gonna get jumping onto him. Solbert forced a flash, but the ult coming in from FYS will secure that kill. And 3 members of GG have fallen. It's just Quality Player. It's just Palace against the world as the Nexus turrets are getting knocked on. The Herald just getting dropped. Shelly coming on through. We'll get to see the Shelly dance. The Shelly dance is about to be upon us. And there it is. Oh, nope, wait, not dancing yet. Dance, Shelly, dance. Oh, Shelly, where are you going? Shelly!
Shelly! Not even this game.
Shelly's just done with it.
Well, Goofy Goobers, check definitely bouncing. I think this game, not TMG absolutely taking that one down. Not even close. Absolutely dominant victory by the #1 seeded team. Goofy Goobers just trying to go out with a laugh there at the end. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say there. I mean, look at that FYS damage. Oh my gosh, look at the Rel kind of getting the better of it. But I don't know what else to say about this game. Goofy Goobers having a little fun there at the end, and TMG just saying, you know what, that's fine. We're still just gonna play, and kind of running them over. it ended over a 10,000 gold lead, and that's it. That's the game there. 14,000 gold. Absolutely dominant performance. TMGD, of course, locking in and securing that #1 seed for playoffs. Going to be very exciting to see them kind of go through the bracket and play these other dominant teams from groups B and C. And as for Goofy Goobers, I'm glad you guys had fun. It was definitely entertaining on our end, so we thank you for that. And that's the game.
There really wasn't much to say. It was such a bizarre comp, and I don't know how to what the analysis would be. They just kind of got rolled over, but I'm glad they had fun with it. Congrats to them. Congrats to TMGD for locking in, for getting it done, and showing why they are the #1 seed right now. Well, and also, big shout out to the merch. If you haven't seen it, Titan has its own merch now, brought to you by FOF. You can go over to fofesports.com/Titan. Pick up yours today. I was looking at it earlier. It's all magnificent, especially the mugs. Get a Sunga mug, get a Sems mug. Show your support for our lovely leads. Get your own named what's it called? Jerseys. I want to say hoodie. No, it's jerseys. Get your own jersey with your username on the back or your own name. They're cool. It's awesome merch. I have other merch FOF has made that's the same brand as the stuff being made here. It's really good quality. I recommend it. I should have worn it today. I should have worn my polos. I love the polos.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
That does it from us today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon for the playoffs, and stick around for more Titan Esports. Ooh, that was
You do like you do like crazy, oh crazy, oh crazy, crazy.